guys? This is Acrylic Painting Monday with Ginger Cook. Wow, how much fun are we going to have today? I've got a really fun thing we're going to do. I'm going to tell you about it in a minute, but there will be some giveaway. But that's not what the main painting is today. This is just an aside. We've got something else we're doing.
It's a twofer.
It's a twofer. And, of course, we've got the Salvador paint set from Salvador Paint to the...
I'll scoot on down.
Scoot on down to our desktop here. And you can see... Is it back?
Do is something wild now. Perfect stream. Yep. Okay, one more second. And move your hand.
I'm moving my hand. Can you see me? Are we back? Yes and yes? No and no?
Yeah, we're there. All right, people, we're back.
All right, this is so strange. This is like the up and down internet. There's going to be this big gap, and people are saying, well, where did she go? And then, there's no way for us to edit a live show.
That's why it's called live.
That's why it's called live. You take a little chance when you go live. People can say anything, not edit it out. It's a little tough. I can remember when you're chatting, because our live people can chat, what you say is recorded. It's in there
Forever.
For posterity. So
be careful.
And again, for our chat, we want to avoid politics. We want to keep the topic of chat if we can, please, on, painting-related things, if possible. I think you get the most benefit if you have a question for the artist, which would be moi, that's me in French. You would then...
Ooh, we're bilingual now.
Yes. And you would then put it in all caps, and someone will try to get to us. If you have a very wild question and you don't think that we saw your question, or you just really want to know and didn't get answered, use the contact us at gingercooklive.gallery or any of our websites, and we will answer it on the next show, or personally answer it if it's something that just maybe of that nature. So there you go. So what you'll see before me is this little canvas I have here, which I'm going to be painting something on, and that will be our giveaway as we go, our live show. And also you'll see this gray 8x10 canvas. Now this is neutral gray, which is probably kind of a cross between these two grays on your grayscale. So if you did black and white, this is neutral gray, or you can actually buy a color called neutral gray. It is not, just have a gray, some sort of gray canvas, and you want it fairly light, and as opposed to just a white canvas. And what we're going to be painting is we're going to be painting these paintbrushes and the drips. And what's really neat about that is that I'm going to show you why you want to paint them. And they're going to learn a lot in this too. You're going to learn a little bit about tape. You're going to learn about values and how to make something look three-dimensional even when the light's flat. There's a lot that's going to be covered in this. And I have a little 8x10 canvas. Now the reason I did this was, I'll tell you in a second. But first I want to mention...
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
I want to mention that this is what the paints we're going to be using today is our Salvador paints, and this is the kit along with the 12 brushes. I'll show you what it looks like in a box like this. It has 12 brushes, and somebody is going to win this today also at drawing. We will put up, after so many likes, we have to have, how many likes do you want to have here, John?
The gals handle that.
Wait, there has to be so many likes before we put up, that won't be the...
Well, they can't even put up the link yet because I haven't made the form yet.
We haven't even made the link yet. But we read everything you write us. Trust me. John's up till 3 in the morning. He doesn't miss an email, okay? If you write John, it gets read by somebody. Me, not so much, but John for sure, right? And anyway, some of you may know that we have something called the Ginger Cook Quintessential Color Mixing Journal. And someone had commented how much they liked our cover. And thought that we were going to send them. This is just, how many hours? 13 hours?
13 hours for that book.
A video on how to create your own journal. Now, and we also have a link to where we bought our journal on Amazon. This is hard cardboard. Now, how we decorated ours was we glued on I guess you printed this out.
Well, yeah, I didn't take a real one.
John printed out a color wheel and a piece of paper, and this is how we mixed it up. Now, but we thought that it might be nice if the fun thing, it's your journal. It's not my journal. This is mine. See,
It says
hug it up
Ginger.
here, right? This is mine, but yours is your cover can. It's going to be John Little's color mixing journal, and he might want a different cover on it,
mine
right?
would
So
definitely be
you got to
different.
personalize it. Personalize, okay? So we thought it might be fun. We thought this would be a fun thing to put, paint either directly on the journal or to paint a little picture like this and then print it out and then glue that on the journal. Lots of different ways you could do it. And for those of you who bought the journal, this video will be also included in a couple of days, the one we're doing today, in the journal so that you can refer back to it easily. Because this is a never-ending journal. Every time we do more videos that relate to this, we keep adding them to your videos. So once you buy the first copy, then if we keep doing, what do they call that in the old days, revised editions?
Yes.
Your editions are always updated automatically because they're in the cloud. In
Ooh,
your
in
cloud.
the cloud. Look at you talk technical.
In the cloud, and they're in your cloud, and they're
Not my cloud. They're going to be in your cloud.
well, they're in the cloud, and also, well, anyway,
I
John
can't help
explains all of that, right? But you can get them. And I mentioned this again. We'll talk a little bit about this more in the show about why. Somebody else asked the question. Now, this was really good. They asked the question. Well, my journal. You'll notice that the first 2 pages of the journal we glued in these things. Why I made it, which you might. You can print that out and add it to yours. And then I really love this one, which I wrote. Why you want it? And why do you want a color mixing journal? And why do you need it? And I'm telling you what, this is key. And what do you need to be able to do this? You need to understand that this is a do-it-yourself project. We cannot mix the paint for you. I don't know what kind of paint you have, but whatever kind of paint you have, this will help you learn to mix colors. And it's going to just take all the angst out of how to ever mix colors. We'll show you how to, it also shows you how to use the journal using different colors of paint, what they look like in black and white. Now, you don't paint the black and white. You take a photograph of what you've painted. Remember, it's your paints, not mine, and you put it here so you can see how light or dark that color is, depending.
And I just finished shooting that last night, a video to show you how to do that, and they'll be posted later this week.
Yeah, we'll have a new video on that for some people that didn't quite understand how we did it, and that's why we read, and then read your questions. And so, here's an example of a painting that we included. This painting and this tutorial, which is another 5 hours, is included with the journal till the 1st at our discounted price. And after January 1st, all of this is going up.
As of effective January 1st.
Effective January 1st. So this is how you use the journal and keep going. And someone says, how do I add extra pages? There is tons of pages in this journal. We just suggest that you leave a space between chapters. Just leave a few pages. If you think you're going to buy more paint, leave a few pages between chapters. That's all. And then you just keep going, and you add the tab so you can find anything. So that's the journal.
Now, the pages are not gridded. You have to grid them yourself, and we show exactly the tools we do to use that.
Yeah, show you how to do all of that.
How we did it. Now, again, this is how we did it. It's not in concrete. You have to do it this way.
One lady actually decided she watched all 13 hours of the video and did it on index cards. Because she felt for her that would be easier. For me, that would make me crazy. But that's how look, it only has to work for you.
Because it's your mixing journal.
It's your mixing journal, but this is how we did ours, and this is so helpful. All right, so we're starting off with this. I have a grid for this. This will also, the reference photo will also be the Beginner Acrylic Academy tomorrow for basic supporters and up. BeginnerAcrylicArtist.com is the website, right? And so basically, you see that we've got a grid, but this isn't too tricky. You got some rectangles. Yeah? So the first thing we have to do is have the spatter. Would you say so? We need the spatter.
I'd let the spatter down first.
We're going to do the spatter first. So I'm going to take some...
Oh, did Ginger get a new watch for Christmas?
Ginger did.
Look at that.
Look at see my little unicorn? Can you see him? How cute are you? Yes and yes. All right, so...
Yes, I finally, after 5 years, convinced her that she needed an Apple Watch.
Yeah, I went ahead and did it because it gives me my heart EKG or whatever. It does all this healthy stuff. All right, so I'm just going to use some yellow paint. This is primary yellow
Some healthy stuff.
from Salvador, but you could use any old yellow paint you've got, right? And I'm going to use a toothbrush. We're not going to use the screen that Kim sent me because we want some fairly big blobs, and I want a wet toothbrush. And all my nice rags that Judy sent me, where did those go, John?
I put them in the drawer down below you where they're supposed to be when you're
Oh, a
done with them.
drawer! Oh, this is
Oh my!
fabulous.
Somebody put something away. That's just stupid.
Wow, just awesome. So I want this I want some bigger spatters. So I'm just going to come up here like this, and I want a little bit more. I think I'll take a little tiny bit of. I don't want it too thin. So I'll just let's see what I can get. Tiny bit of water just on this, like this. Let's put
You
a little.
really can't do it wrong.
Can't really do this wrong, right? But it makes a little more paint in that, right? Okay. And I need a test. So I'm not going to use the grid on this. Well, which one am I going to use? I'll test it on the back of this, right?
Well, that looks good.
Well, it's
So you want
okay, but
bigger?
it's not great.
Oh, you want great. Ah, that's great.
That's pretty watery, but that's great, right?
Yeah, but now you can get it to run a little bit.
Yeah, maybe to do this and let it run. Okay, there's some of that, and let's just change colors now. Yeah, don't you think? And green and yellow make
But now you're not going to be able to use a hairdryer on this. So you're going to have to go to your other painting.
Yeah, we'll go to the other hairdryer where this is.
The other hair. No.
What? We're doing what?
Nothing, honey. You're doing fine.
Good. Don't confuse the artist here. We're doing what? Now we want a little bit of blue. Oh, that's good. I like that droppy stuff here. Now, sometimes you can do things. You got to have fun with this, right? So
Here's a good question. Here's a great question. Can a purchase downloadable be put on more than one device? It can be put on all of your own devices.
Yeah. All right. See
So,
how
like,
I'm
you
just
put on
hitting
your
a brush
tablet,
like
your
this?
phone.
Yeah. Hitting the brush like that. That's cool too. That works. So you didn't even have to have a toothbrush, but you guys kind of like that, right? Now let's do something bold and let's do
Something like reddish.
Let's do red, right? Let's do red. Orange is good because I happen to have orange. So let's do orange, and still staying in the same colors. You want to keep it away from the green, right?
Ooh, that's some big chunks.
Yeah, just all right. Yeah, yes and yes.
Pretty.
Okay. So if you get too watery, it won't adhere. So you have to be kind of careful. But now I guess we could do this.
It's going.
Maybe, but I'm going to cover most of that up with
Take the whole canvas and just drop it down.
what?
Take the canvas, pick it up, and brush and put it down. Now, on the edge of it. Hold it up, and there.
Oh, that works.
Gravity. Oh. And this is the last show of the year, folks. We really appreciate you joining us.
Okay, I think we need blue.
I thought you were going to want some blue in there.
We need some blue, right?
Yep.
Yes and yes?
Yep.
How can we not have blue?
You got to have blue.
So I think that I like my best effect is a little water on the brush and then just hit the blue.
How long is this going to take to dry or cure? Oh, it won't take long. It just has to set enough that we can hit the hairdryer with it.
Yes, when it hit the hairdresser and doesn't move, right?
So don't worry about it. Don't worry
Hairdresser.
about it. We have another.
Hairdryer.
That's why
we
we're
don't
doing
have a
second
hairdresser. We have a hairdryer. But
We're going to have our hairdresser come over and dry it for us.
there, see, you guys like that?
Oh.
Oh gosh, how arty is that, right?
No, I haven't seen art tonight, so I don't think it's very arty.
Well, you know
Art's
what?
not
I
here.
could see a design like this on a long, skinny canvas. Couldn't you? Could really just let it dry and then add more layers and do something really crazy, and then
Yes.
maybe paint a bunch of paint tubes on the bottom. I mean, but this is a neat effect. You have to admit. All right,
You can
so
have fun.
we had fun with that. So we'll just let that sit there for a minute, and in the meantime, we won't even talk about this anymore. That has to go in the trash, and let's paint this guy while we're waiting. Yes. So this is our giveaway, and I thought that for the end of the year, I know some of you were kind of tired of snow, but here's the thing, you guys. We had, we made this last week. You guys are, no, we made this on Christmas Day. We made this extra thing, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
made it someday, right?
Yeah.
So I want to,
Someday, a long time ago.
let's see, maybe I could take that blue chalk
I was
that
going to
was
say
here.
we could use a little bit darker.
Here, I'm going to just suggest some snow here, right, like that, right?
For those of you that didn't see our tree trimming video,
I'm going to
that's available
suggest
on the
that there's
Tech Bear channel.
there's a big tree here like this, big tree. Okay, you like that? Yes and yes. Okay, there's a big tree, and then I think we want. Now he's not going to be round at the bottom, our snowman, because he's got
in the
to be.
snow.
He's in the snow, so he's got snow around him, and then he's and then he's got his little circles here like that, and then we're going to say that he's got, yes?
Oh, he has a hat on.
He has the hat on, right? So it could be the Harry Potter thinking hat
I bet it is.
or something, but that's what I got for now, right? You like that hat
Yep.
or no?
Phyllis wants to know, is the Quintessential, is that for $59? That is for $59.95 right now until the 31st. With the stroke of midnight, it will go up to its regular selling price of $99 for just the journal. You're getting both items.
Yeah, you're getting
You're
like
getting a twofer on that.
you're getting like a couple.
Kind of a little present from us to you.
It was our Christmas gift to everybody to give you, introduce this right before Christmas, and give you the painting tutorial and the journal for that low price. All right, so what do we know for sure?
Jazz would like to know, are the Salvador paints artist quality or student grade? Are the pigments real or hues?
They're real pigments. They're artist quality paints, and actually, if you did the ounces, if you did the math on them at that size, they're actually fairly expensive.
It's a very expensive paint.
They're a very expensive paint. But what's funny is that I had something that was funny. Maybe my thinking of it was funny. Do you ever have that? You just start thinking about something and then it's just gone. What about the Salvador paints was, yeah, we did a whole thing on that. If you bought them at the size of this, it would an ounce for ounce. We did a whole graph on it. And we included those in our color mixing journal. And also we showed you in our color mixing journal video how to make all these colors. Which ones are actually, and out of the 7 colors plus the 2 bonus colors we recommend, we honestly feel these are nice to do on YouTube, and they're nice enough to give these away, and so we're happy to use them.
They're great for traveling.
They're great for traveling, but for our larger paintings, I only use
The 15 majors.
15 major colors is all I ever use, and I can mix everything, including all of those. And we show you that in the journal how to do that.
Well, I attempted them. I did pretty good too.
And John tried it after watching me do the journal and filming hours and hours of me doing the journal. Well, at the end, we had John try to mix all those colors, and he was able. He only got confused on 2 of them, and then I mixed them and mixed the ones he missed and showed him what he'd missed.
Yeah, but you pulled out the other extra color, the bonus, our spare colors.
Yeah, filled out the bonus colors.
John, were the Snowman paintings winners announced yet? No, we're running that through the end of the year, and that will be announced in our January show.
Yeah.
So if you want, this goes to our Facebook group. We have a little snowman contest going on over there, and some of those are just so ding dang cute.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
here to tell you.
It's very cute, right?
We're loving them.
All right. So first off, we're going to do is we're going to tap in our pine tree. Yes.
As of right now, the Academy prices are not changing as of the first of the year, but they may after the year gets started.
Yes. I mean, we think that over 500 lessons at under 20 for seniors with under $30 a month with personal art coaching is like free.
Yeah.
And I spend, somebody sends me in from a painting, right? You think about that. You can send me in once a week, and I spend at least 15 minutes or more, sometimes an hour, sometimes I'll spend on one person's painting, telling them how to fix it. This is unheard of. Nobody does this. I don't know. When we started doing it, we thought it was a good idea, and we're still doing it. But I'm saying at some point the Academy will become full enough where the people will be put on a waiting list to get the art
one
coaching.
time before.
We had to do that one time before. Now, what's happened as far as the COVID thing in 20, a lot of people have found themselves unemployed.
Yes.
And it's serious, particularly if those of you who aren't living in the States. But I think there were certain countries that, there's a lot of lockdowns and businesses were closed, and people suddenly found themselves either working from home and the company just started laying people off, right? And every month that goes by, it's gotten more serious. So we still have room in the academy for people to join the senior academy, where you can get either personal art coaching with the Wave and Water Masterclass.
And that's another reason we're holding the pricing too, because of the finances of a lot of people.
Yeah, because of the finances of a lot of people. We want to thank everybody for their contributions that happened over Christmas, where we
we were able to scholarships some people in. It was very nice.
It was very nice.
That.
Absolutely. Now, I want you to see this. See, I rinsed my brush, and I really want to change colors.
Well, speaking of donations, we'd like to thank Tint for the donation that just came in through PayPal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Did Ginger do a pack on my local hero painting, and it went back and forth 8 times? Oh, with crisscross?
Yeah.
Remember that one? Yeah,
yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, went back and forth.
I have seen those paintings, a lot of paintings go back and forth like forever.
Yeah, and I do these videos. For people and show them what I would do differently. Not always. Sometimes I can just explain it, But if you can't explain it, I'm going to make your head a little bigger.
Yeah, that was a non-tutorial.
Yeah, it was a personal, because you can not only send in the lessons. Now, this is so key. If you just joined the academy and never looked at any of my tutorials, how would you like it if I would once a month look at something you painted and created and comment on it? You don't even have to care about that. And someone says, well, I don't have time to actually go to art school. It's a self-paced art school. If you do one video a month, that's less than one painting party, you guys, going outside. I mean, you gotta love the time and attention that we can spend on you. And also, you've got to love the fact that if you love paintings and you're looking at something and you've been spending hours on it, it just isn't working. You're thinking, gosh, I wish I knew what to do, and I can show you. How good is that? And, you can join for a month. Join for a month and then just cancel if you have it's an original painting you want some help on, right?
It's very cheap to get help on.
It's very cheap to get help. Now, that will not continue in the future, but right now it's a deal, friends.
I don't use a lot of Salvador paints, and your journal has a good portion of that in there. What do I do? Well,
don't use them. Don't put them in.
You're going to build it with your paints. You may want to watch those part of the videos. You may find a Salvador color that you like, and you can see how we created it. So that is, there's that advantage. But it's whatever paints you do, or if you buy some special paints, or if you buy one of the kits, like we did Golden had a special kit that they put together, and we did a little journal page on that. Yeah,
and maybe you live somewhere you don't have Liquitex, you have the other
paints of the world.
We did it so that no matter what country you lived in, you had the opportunity of taking your paints, but there's basic colors. Cadmium yellow medium is a basic color. It's a color everybody needs, right? And there's certain colors that regardless of the brand you have to have. And we take those colors plus 2 bonus colors and show how you mix all the other colors in the world. And that section on Salvador paints, which we added, just is another example of how you'd get those colors. You don't have to ever buy the Salvador paints, or we don't care. Whatever you're using. Maybe you're using camel paints, or whatever acrylic paints you're using, or
what do the UK people use a lot of?
I don't know.
Winsor Newton,
and and then you can see, for instance, if you're using like the basic paints, maybe you bought Liquitex Basics, you can see what it takes to mix those colors, and it's not easy, and you may want to consider upgrading after doing that. Okay, but the idea is the journal is for you. It's so that when you see a color like this, for instance, say this blue, how do I get that blue? If I have phthalo blue and ultramarine blue, what would I do to get that particular blue? Right? Do I have to buy that blue? Could I? Now I actually have that blue right here. That's this blue. Do you see that in the Salvador paints? But if I just want I want that blue with and be able to mix it using ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and some other color. How would I get that color? How would I get this color green? Yellow, you got to own it. You got to buy that color, which is cad yellow medium. You have to have that. You have to buy a red, which is a primary color. There's certain colors you have to have. Don't keep wasting money on paint. Learn how to mix it. Yeah.
Ooh.
There. All right. So
like
that could be scolded. That's going to be dry. All right. Here's our thing right here. Let me just put the hairdryer in this. Do you have somewhere you can go with this now?
Do I have somewhere? No, I'm going to go on downstairs and start working on dinner. What do you mean? Do I have someplace to go?
I'm going to put the hairdryer on.
Yeah, you're quiet. All right. We quieted her down. Hey, again, thanks everybody for coming tonight. Our last show of 2020. I don't know if the gals will give out the giveaway link yet. I think we can open up the doors on that. We got 304 likes so far, thumbs up. We have 480 people out there. You say, what difference does it make? Well, it helps us, it helps YouTube realize that people like our show, and it helps our show being recognized and promoted a little bit more than it currently is. You'll notice that we are the lowest totem pole as far as subscribers. We're still under 100,000, which, you know, that's the way it goes. But coming next year, we hope we'll break that 100,000. But with your help of sharing it and giving thumbs up and commenting, comments after the show really help. It shows engagement with what we're doing, and Ginger and I both respond to them. Ginger does mainly her channel, I do my channel. My channel doesn't matter that much. This is the main channel we're working with. So anything you can do to help promote us and get us recognized in the rest of the world, we appreciate it.
All right, so I've kind of made sure this was dry.
Public service announcement for the day.
Thank you, darling. And so now what we need is the...
Hey, we'd like to thank Phyllis for the donation that came in through PayPal. Thank you very much, Phyllis. You are a sweetheart.
Make sure these are kind of wiggly.
Like all paintbrushes are wiggly.
Well, no, we're doing the paint. Here's a secret. When you're painting with acrylic, can't do this with watercolor, can't do this with oil, but you can with acrylics.
Do what?
Paint the farthest thing away first. In this case, it's going to be the paint, because the paint brushes are on top.
You definitely can't do that in watercolor. But could you do it in oil if you just sit there and
not
wait?
Usually, no, because of the way it dries.
Well, yeah, you have to wait forever for it to dry each layer.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't easily. It's just better to do it. So
that's why we use acrylics.
I want some. I love acrylics because of that. Here, this is carmine. This is the good red for them. And but I mean, you could use cad red medium. That would be a good color to use if you hadn't thought that. Or even naphtha crimson would be a good one. And I'm going to come here like this.
Oh, here's a good question for you.
Kind of wiggle this out here and put this on here. It's a little pink. Do I have something redder? Let's see what else I got. I'm not sure I like the carmine. It's a little pink. What's this one?
Off the top of Ginger's head, can she tell us how or if we can make something similar to Australian sienna? Because it's so expensive.
Yeah, what you can do is buy golden azo gold.
Yep.
Buy golden azo gold.
That's what we've shifted to.
Because it's a little golder, but it's pretty nice, and put a little tiny of, say, burnt sienna and azo gold. And Liquitex makes a burnt sienna transparent color. It's actually transparent. They have burnt sienna, and then they have burnt sienna transparent. And you could add a little tiny transparent burnt sienna to golden azo gold, and probably come up with something pretty similar. Okay? So now we want the orange, which I have some here, but I'll... Okay, so we want orange. Okay. And it's not bright enough. What do I want here? It doesn't matter. I mean, just pick some colors. But, you know, it's nice if you do the rainbow ones, because color is this? Where was my orange go? I know I had an orange because I just had an orange out to do the spatter. What's that one? This is what happens when you don't do labels. Don't put the labels out. You don't know what you've got anymore. Ah, there it is.
Well, we just opened up a new batch of
We
paint.
opened up a new batch.
We kind of got behind.
This is Pyoli Red, which is your orange, okay?
That's a cool color.
See, it's so bright. I love that, don't you?
Yeah.
So we're just going to do that like that. And then I'm going to use Cad Yellow Medium because I want a really bright yellow, and that's a brighter yellow. If I can find any. Yeah. I'm going to use Golden Cad Yellow Medium on this because you can see how much brighter that color is. That's really bright, and that's what we need here is a brighter color.
So for those of you that are showing up in the midstream here, we are doing 2 paintings tonight. The little snowman one will be given away. This is a sample of something that Ginger will tell a little bit more about as we go along.
Yeah, and I'll put some of that color over
So
here.
there's 2 different paintings going on.
At the same time, right?
Which is kind of confusing to some, but...
Not to me. So we're doing 2 different paintings.
It's not
so
like when we do the live auctions where she has 4 or 5 going at the same time. That would drive anybody nuts.
Okay, so then I want to do a green. And I like this. This is a nice green. This is
that the
permanent green light.
Oh.
And I'll just mix some yellow with it because I have it on the brush. And I'm going to say, here's my green.
Oh, great color.
Kind of nice. All right, and then I think we can go back to blue. Now this is where you've got to start rinsing your brush to make sure you have a clean brush. And here's some blue. I like this blue. Let's just do this blue. Do we have any darker blue? The ultramarine is a good dark blue to do too, but that's a little darker than I would normally want. But let's try this blue. Sometimes it's nice to have some gradated effects here. That's this primary cyan, which is closer to your phthalo blue, okay? And then we want some purple. Yeah, yes and yes. So we're good with that. That's, I don't know, it's kind of a fun project. I think that it's fun to know that, there's a lot of things you can do with paint, but it's understanding your paint order. Is this purple? Yeah. Put a little white with that because I want purple. And I need a little bit of white with that purple. Alright, so there's our purple. Alright, so that's my... here's our raggedy edge here. There we go. Alright, so there we go. So that's what we've got. And you're going, okay, yeah.
Oh, these are nice.
See, this is the kind of thing I hang up in my studio and feel very happy looking at, right? Because I mean, you saw our rainbow Christmas tree. I like stuff like this. I mean, I just do.
From Elizabeth, Jon and Ginger, any end of year reflections to share on 2020? For me, the quarantine quickies are a fantastic bright memory.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's a nice one, Liz, and I can take a moment. Back the camera out a little bit, John.
Oh, wait, I can do that.
One of my favorite paintings, and this was early on in the Quarantine Quickies, we did this for the Academy, but we also put this on a t-shirt, which is still available in our store, is Man's Best Friends. If you remember early on, toilet paper was hard to find. People were hoarding it. They couldn't stock it fast enough. It's kind of like that again right now. And I love this painting. This is a tutorial in our Academy, the title for the t-shirt was Man's Best Friends. And then what was the other title? We had 2 titles for the t-shirts.
Man's Best Friends.
And then there was one about...
For the dog?
Oh, Wanted.
Oh, yeah.
There was one about Wanted. It was really cute. Kind of had to do with...
Wanted toilet paper will paint. We'll paint for toilet, something like that.
Yeah, we'll paint for toilet paper,
Yeah.
something like we'll paint, something like that. It was very funny. You can find them in our Teespring store, okay? And also this. So I think this painting really commemorated that myself. So all right, so we're back out to this now. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we've got this needs to dry. Be getting ready something so I can dry that, and then I can. All right, we're gonna keep working on our. Snowman. We've got a little orange paint on him somehow.
Oh, I like that.
You like it?
Not really. It's not where buttons
Well,
go. It's not where eyes go. I'm not sure what it is.
Well, we don't know either, but we thought this would be fun. So, all right. So, reflections on 2020. Jon and I actually I sat down and, well, I made a list of everything. Did you know Jon and I in 2020 we actually took a cruise in January. Last week of January, first week of February, we took a birthday cruise. It was gorgeous. We had won the cruise, and we had a wonderful time before quarantine. It was like before quarantine.
It was like
BQ. Yeah, it was BQ.
BQQ.
BQQ. And that was really fun, right? And we did that. And honestly, somebody says, what have you, Liz asked, what have you learned about from the quarantine? I learned that we're a country of fantastic human beings, and we're a planet of human beings that bond together, that help one another. We have people out there working in grocery stores and delivering goods and putting their lives on the line that were willing to do it for the rest of us, and all of us are eternally grateful. I believe it caused us to look at the freedoms that we've had that were suddenly very cut short when you can't leave your house to be safe. You take for granted going to the store or going to a restaurant to eat, or all the people that it takes to keep a society going. And you know what I mean? If you're not going out, the dry cleaner isn't dry cleaning your clothes, and they're gone. And you think it was really an apocalyptic year from that standpoint, but it made me very appreciative of the fact that we live in a place where these items, these businesses and these things are so commonplace that we don't even give them a thought. And I've given you all these businesses. I'm very grateful because I know things will be back. Give us another 6 months. We'll be back on track. And these things are in place. And this is a wonderful, for us, Jon and I think it's a wonderful place to live, And it made me very appreciative of stuff like that. I know that, for instance, I think of my grandchildren saying to their kids, going, well, you should have seen it when I was a kid. You think being grounded is bad? I couldn't leave the house for a whole year. What do you think about that? That's kind of stuff, right? Can't you hear it already? Jon, can't you think that's funny?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can hear it, can't you? That's nothing. I mean, and also grounded. I mean, somebody says you're grounded, like what? Yeah.
What, a day or two? No, you're grounded 365 days.
Yeah, you're grounded, and I think that's that's sort of interesting, but
we can still visit with all our friends around the world
because we have tech. I had Christmas with my daughter over the internet, and it was lovely. I got to see her, the grandkids, and talk to them. And I mean, could you imagine if this had happened in 1990? I mean, talk about cabin fever. So yeah, I'm very grateful. Did you see how I put the snow on the tree? Like this. This is our first layer, okay? And I'm going to put a little bit of white on this side of our snowman now. We're going to play with a little bit of light here. So we're going to say the light's hitting him here. We want to just sort of scrub that out so it just sort of melts into the rest of it, right?
Clara would like to know, what is the secret to creating a painting that looks realistic? Use a camera.
Have a good reference.
Definitely that.
Don't make it up. If you want it to look realistic, have a reference. The masters didn't make that. Didn't make that. They didn't make up their stuff. What they did was they had models, and they set up. They set up whole. Models come in and they costume, and they, and they made a point of. They didn't make it up, right? And that's one thing. And the other thing is to make sure that you've taken a black and white of your picture. And then make sure that you don't, it's just not all one shade of gray. You have to have lights and darks and contrast. So that's probably 95% of my personal art coaching. I have to mention the fact that the contrast is missing. And that's such an easy thing to fix. But you've got to take the time to do it.
Well, it's a lot easier with a journal where you can look at what color is going to give me the shade of gray that I'm looking for.
Yeah, for instance, that's why we have that whole black and white section in the journal, right?
So you know what the paint will do.
So, all right, so we've got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and say
Now, one question came up. Where do you find all the materials you use for the journal? On the home page, there is a button that says recommended materials. So, I think it's a yellow box. Just click on that and it'll show you everything that we use to create our journal. Not saying you have to use that, is what we use.
It's what we use, but you want a journal that's going to have
You want a good high
heavy
quality.
paper, something that can handle watercolor or acrylic paper, something that's
It's
thick enough that doesn't bleed
It's a
through.
mixed media, 140-pound paper.
Yeah, that's what you want, mixed media, but it doesn't have to be that journal. We
Nope.
just put it for your convenience, and it doesn't have to be that many pages, Could you put it in a loose leaf notebook and put it inside sleeves and take paper and then when they're all dry, put them in sleeves and then keep adding? I mean, there's so many different ways you could do it. You may come up with a better idea of how to put it together. This is, over the years, I was going to, I thought about this for years. I had a smaller one, and this is, to me, is the most effective. But that's how I'm doing it. But, you could do it and maybe come up with something really interesting. Like the lady with the cards, right?
Yeah.
See how I'm going into
Whatever works for you.
Whatever.
Notice how she put the shadow down first, the dark down first.
Yeah, see? So, and then I got the little bit of light here. See? So we still haven't quite having that, so that's all right. So I think this is dry enough where I can put the hairdryer on it. See? It's tacky, so let me put the hairdryer on it
There's
right
a
now.
fingerprint in that paint. Now I need to put a little sign there. Wet paint, don't touch.
All right, I'm going to dry this real
All right,
quick.
go away. All right, you're drying. All right, everybody. As we continue on, double paint day. This is our last show for 2020. We will be back sometime in 2021. Let's take a quick look at a calendar and see when the first Monday is theoretically the 4th. Typically, we shut down during this week and I redo the studio, but we thought we'd give you guys one more show. So sometime along this time period, we will be shutting down for at least a week, so I have to rearrange everything and reset up everything. And that will be announced hopefully accordingly. We are working on our websites, getting it down to one website. That's going to be done in phases. If you did not get our newsletter, it explains it. How we're going to be doing it, and there'll be notices when we get that going. And when we do the big move from the senior site over to the main site, that group of people, that'll be a little chaotic, but hopefully it'll go fairly smoothly. What'd you drop over there, Queen? You need to pick up something?
I'm good.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna sketch on our.
Hopefully I had the right microphone.
Am I on again?
Well, either you're on or I'm back on. I think I did the right one.
All right, here's a new ruler. I want to start with this one. I'm just going to use a Posca pen because it'll show up easier. Here, I'll just do this because I know the chalk. This paint, even though I've dried it, is still a little soft. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'll just gouge it if I try to use a chalk pencil on it. So I'm going to just trust my drawing skills on this and say that
Well, worst case, you can paint over it.
I want something like this. Then kind of have it kind of angle up like a price tag, right? Yeah. And then we're going to say that this comes up, this handle comes up here like this. Like that, we'll draw the handle on. All right. Now, for those of you who find this very precarious, I like that word, very precarious.
It's too big for me.
You can, you could, for instance, if you wanted, and let's see, we wanted this to bulb out a little bit at the top. So maybe that's going to be the easiest way to draw that one on. All right. So then the yellow one was pretty big. The yellow one was probably the biggest one. And we're just going to, or the widest anyway, we're going to say that this is coming out here like this. And they're all should be sort of at an angle, kind of like, you don't want to get them too much lower than, and they can be different heights too. They don't have to all be in a row as far as the height goes. Let's see. Posca pens erase. Did you know that immediately? You can wipe them off before you dry them. All right, so there's that. I think I could do that one there and this one. These are just, I don't know about this one. Because I know that this has got here, so let's
try it again.
Let's just try it again like that. Because you still want the rectangle. Let's see. Remember I told you they erased? See how you can, before you dry them, you can erase them, which is kind of neat, right? So you want to, probably the best thing to do would have been, I'm going to have to, that one's kind of got clogged up a little bit. Let me try this one. Yeah, to start with the center and come up this way so that, you know, because there's the center of your brush. Start that way. That'd be a better way to freehand that in. Okay. And the same thing here. Let's say, let's just start there, and we'll make this one a little narrower, like that. And again, remember I told you to sort of start up the center. So if you want to do something fancy with the handle, you can. There, okay, funny little handle, but there you go. We'll do that one. And here's our long paint. And you know, you don't have to do, you could do a different kind of brush too, if you wanted to, but we're just doing these because I thought it was cute, right? So we're going to say, here's our, here's my center line going up here like that, right through our beautiful spot. Wow, my splotch. Well, we'll do the splotch on top. What do you think?
I think you should.
We're going to leave the splotch on top. That's too good of a splotch to lose. You know, it's hard to get good splotches these days.
Would you consider this painting for beginners?
Absolutely.
You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just can't do it wrong.
You could do a, you know, here's the purple one. And, okay, never do the straight line. And let's see, that's kind of got a rounded brush on it. All right, so that's kind of what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking of something like.
Do we have any New
this.
Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I thought I'd do that on the next show. I do.
What's going to be after New Year's?
Well, still, it'll be the following week, so that's.
I don't do New Year's resolutions.
Well,
my resolution is I won't do resolutions, and I've been able to do it every year without fail.
You don't miss them, right?
I don't miss them.
All right. So I think that those are our paintbrushes, right?
Oh, this is a good question. Any ideas when watching the VLL and it keeps buffering? Mine's on auto and it doesn't, it frequently on winter morning. If you change the resolution, instead of going to auto, change it down to either 540 should work. And the quality is still plenty good. You can tell what's going on. Okay. You have the 1080, 720, 540, and 360. 540 should work in most situations. I've been able to wash our stuff out at sea on 360 setting. So I know it works. You do have to turn it down though.
I'm going to do the yellow one first. And this is my...
is there a reason why you chose that one? Just curious.
Because it's going to need a couple coats to get it right. So I'm going to say there's my yellow one. And I'm going to... See, it gets a little... Yellow is a painted color that really should be painted only over white. And if I don't do that, then... It just takes
a lot of colors.
You're getting it a lot of colors, right?
Yeah.
So in order for this paintbrush to... But how do I make this look like a paintbrush and separate from the rest of it? I need a little of this orange color, right? And I need to sit there and say that something.
Krista would like to thank you for teaching the clock method on the last live. It helped tremendously.
Did it? Oh, excellent.
It's even great when she has a clock, and well, now she has a digital watch. Now what's she going to do?
Yeah, look at that. See, got my, let's see my new little
Now
digital
we're going to
watch.
have a unicorn on the...
Yeah, unicorn. All right, so we're gonna. I started with the yellow one because I thought I had crowded this orange one a lot, right? So I'm gonna say, here's my orange brush. I want to overlap this one with my orange brush here. We'll just mix a little red and yellow together and get a brighter orange, kind of a deeper orange, right? And there's my orange brush coming down here like this. Wanted to just do that. And we're just going to give this a little bit of an edge here like that. And let's go on up here to the, kind of just widen this one up a bit and flare it out. Now, you know, nothing is ever just one color, but I think we could be safe to put the handle up here like that. And I'm going to make the brush a little bit bigger than I had it, since I'm sort of freehanding this in. Alright, that's good, right? There's our little orange brush. Now, if we take a little bit of the yellow and come on top of this like this, just a little bit of that yellow color, look, we just flay that brush out, just kind of a straight line here, flay that out. Let's take a little white now and come up here like this. This is still wet, so I can do this and just maybe lighten that edge. See what I'm doing? I'll lighten that edge right there. And maybe take a little bit of the darker red, right? Darker red color. Put a little shadow on this side of the brush. Okay, let's just make a little shadow here and put something dark across here. And here's where ultramarine blue would come in very handy. Do I have any still out? What are you? Yeah. Ultramarine blue and red together make a like a wine color, like a deep burgundy. And that could be a good shadow color right here too, and then also to show going across here like this. Now, I mean, you could take your time with this and do it, but you see how it's going to add some shadows into the bristles. Of this. Okay, we'll just do that. Still wet, but we can do that. Now, I want to move all of this over here a little bit. Here's our red. And I'm going to move the red over here and move this brush out here like that. And say that that's our red brush. We're going to bring it up. Here's our handles. I know this is like, you know, I think if you're redecorating your, you know, if you're kind of decorating your art room a little bit maybe, and you just feel like it would be nice to. All right, we'll make you a little wider too. Okay, that's good, right? So now let's take a little bit of the shadow color. Oh wait, can't do that quite yet. So we got to round this off like that. There we go. And these brushes kind of overlap each other. Do you see that? The whole idea is that they're overlapping just a little bit. Not much, but just a little. Just a little bit. And probably do a little bit more as they dry, okay? So, alright, we're going to leave that there and then take a little bit of this darker color and do this for the bristles. And we probably want to, something like that. Alright, so now if we go on with our brushes to the green one, we haven't, Let's see, here's a little bit of green. Let's put some phthalo blue with that, like a cyan color with it. And let's mix a kind of a more of a turquoisey green. That's pretty, a little white maybe. You can use any old green you want, but I want to just kind of brighten this up a little more white. Here's my green brush. Now that one, it just has to sit there for a little bit because it's too wet to do anything with. I'm going to have to leave this alone for a minute, probably. Okay, maybe a little darker here. All right, so there's that one, and we'll come back and add some detail to this. And then let's see, we need a blue. So let's try this blue. That looks pretty good.
We'd like thanks Sandy for the donation, and we will grant your wish, my dear.
What's your wish?
And we'd like to also thank Carrie. You just have to wait and be surprised.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you very much, you guys. We appreciate you very much, and we try to find fun things for you to do on YouTube. I know sometimes you're just not in the mood to paint just big, heavy things, but maybe something fun like this. You could use your own paintbrushes, or let's see, let's have that green one in front, right, like that, there, like that. Now, I'm going to take some purple, which I had. Oh, here's some dark green. That I even like that better. And I want to just pull up some dark in here like this, where the brushes are. And the same thing here. We want to say that there's some dark brush parts right here. I'll go back. Trust me, I'll go back over it. And that's green again. Keep working on our brushes for just a little bit. Have fun with this. That's the whole idea, is that have fun with it. Alright, so that's gonna, drying is better. Now the last one is purple, which we had out somewhere. Where did we put the purple?
I think the name is Cynthia would like to know, how long have you been painting?
Oh, Cynthia. All right, Cynthia, I've been painting.
No, Cynthia.
Cynthia, I've been painting for years.
More than...
Since started with acrylics when I was 18. How's that? Over 50 years, kid.
No, you're not over 28. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I hate to break it to you, baby. I was trying to keep that a secret, but now the truth has come out.
Yeah.
Hope it's not going to affect our prenup.
Not at all, my dear. Do we have one?
I don't know, do we?
No.
Okay. So then she's looking at this going, all right, so we've got this, right? All right, so now, look, we're just going to play with those for a minute, let it dry, and then we'll go back and add detail. And it's actually going to bring that back out, because this is pretty, I mean, this is a fairly easy thing to do, but we'll leave these alone for a minute, right? This is in our need to dry stage before we can add detail. Yes and yes? Everybody agrees that that's what this is?
I think so.
All right, so we're going to sit there and say that that's the darker part of the brush right here.
Oh, wow. Do you have any tips for younger artists? I'm not even 18 yet, and I love, love, love painting.
Yeah. Get the best brushes you can get. They'll help and take care of them. These are what the brushes that we use are ruby satin silver brushes. And I know you see a lot of this we're doing something fairly simple today, but you can paint really nice. Like this is an ocean that we have that's in our academy. That's one of the ones we released in December. You can paint anything with the ruby satin silver short handle brush and a small, if you know. And I use I never fight my brushes. You know, so I would say that would be a thing that you might want to consider. All right, so now that's got to dry. So let's go back to our snowman. Where'd he go? This is the one we're giving away today, right? Just something fun and easy.
Yeah, little snow guy. There he is.
So here's our little snow guy that we're doing, right? Then I'll dry these brushes and I'll dry those and then go back to the detail and really get it down. Okay, right now they're just sort of there. Okay, all right. Now let's. Oh, I don't need to dry that.
I was going to say, what are you doing?
I give up. What am I doing? All right.
You didn't tell me to cue up anything or do anything.
All right. I thought this would be fun for. Here's a little white. So here's the white hat. So I think I got a little big with my drawing. So we'll just wipe that off. So that's why we like chalk, you guys. Because you can wipe it off.
Make a boo-boo, start over.
Yeah, exactly so. Another good tip is if you can, try to buy professional acrylic paints. The reason we suggest the Salvador is because that for under $25 you can get a lot of colors going.
Yeah, tons of colors. Don't have to do a lot of mixing. You're pretty much ready to go right out.
You don't have to know so much, but eventually we would suggest getting into the larger tubes of paint and getting into our 12 special colors that you learn to mix those, right? All right, so
even with the Salvador paints, we still recommend getting a heavy body golden titanium.
Yeah.
Or Holbein. Somebody's heavy body titanium white.
So I should put the sign in the ground, or they should be holding it, John.
I'd put it in the ground. You want to hold it? No, I'd put it in the ground.
So maybe right here.
Oh, not block him though.
Well, where's he going to be?
Maybe, okay, maybe hold it up over his head. Put it up in that corner there, on an angle.
Right, like this, right?
Yeah.
So long arms to reach over there.
Well, he has an arm and it's on a stick.
Yeah, stick's going up here like that.
Yeah, so he has a little stick and he's holding on to another stick that has the sign.
Oh. Now this is what we tell you never do. We're just making this up as we go, but we just thought it would be fun, right? So
well, we thought about it and we have an idea. We just didn't get a chance to sketch it out yet.
it's not a lot like, yeah. Okay, so there we go. Let's put a little more snow there, right? Brighten it up. All right. I'm thinking right here with the arms coming out, or maybe right here, or maybe right here, or it might be right here. Here's the stick right here.
Oh, so okay.
I'm thinking right here for the sign. See, there's a lot of thought going into this, where to put the sign.
We hate to rush anything.
Yeah, that's just where to put the sign. Because, it's important to know these things, right?
Very important to know these things.
And we want some.
I'd like to thank Sandy for the donation, and we will grant your wish as well. I have 2 wishes to grant. That's how good I am.
Oh, wow. All right, so I think I want for the sign, I think we have to have a post that does this.
And we'd also like to thank Elizabeth for the donation, again, through the PayPal system.
Thank you very much. All right, so yes and yes. Here we go. Let's just okay. Here's our sign at an angle. All right, that's got to dry. Is this dried yet? Okay. I know the suspense is killing you, isn't it?
It really is. I have no idea what you're doing.
So
What?
all right. All right, the suspense is killing you. I'm sorry. This is, all right, so this is what we got so far, right?
And we'd like to also thank Iolana for the donation that came in as well through the PayPal system. You people are gems.
Thank you. All right, so now we've got this very odd, funny little thing, right? Now let's see if we can't pull this together now, right? Someone looked at that and said, how long has that lady been painting? Because that looks terrible. It's all right. You didn't say the rest of it, but I felt it. Okay? I felt it. All right, so we're going to turn it upside down and see what can we do to fix this. Because it definitely needs fixed, right? All right, so one of the things we want to do is we know that we want I want that paintbrush. I know I put that one over, the yellow over it, or I can have this. It doesn't really matter. We got to pick a side, right? All right, so let's see. We're going to say this, the green can't be over that. So let's try this. And then, let's see if we can't straighten up. Just a little clear triangle. It's a great little tool to use. We're saying this paintbrush is behind this, and that's okay. We're saying that's all right, right? So there, all right. So then, what makes that paintbrush show up so nicely? Well, for one thing, if you look at there's a shadow. Now let me just show you something. It's interesting. There's a shadow where that yellow paint is dropping down. It's not just yellow. So you thought it was, but it actually isn't. That's just, we just basically have a sketch now, but as it comes down here, there's a little bit of a shadow that's kind of coming down here like that, right? And then there's this little bit of then on this edge of the paintbrush right here, like that, this is kind of hard to do until it's dried enough to really be able to see it, right? And then we're saying that there's a shadow on this side of the brush, right? Okay, and then on the edge of it, which is on this edge, there's this sort of raggedy edge right here that's coming across like this, like that. I'll pull a few things up like this way. Okay, and then we're going, see if it'll still paint here. Without drying it, we're going to say that there's this kind of raggedy edge there. And then we're going to say that there's this.
Interesting.
We'll do a couple little lines like that across the top of this. Okay, so if that's across the top of this, all right, that can't, then this other side has to come up. All right, so this side has to come up a little bit to make that work. Okay, so we're saying that happened there, and this happened there, and there we go.
That's a good looking brush.
There we go. Just took a little thought. I mean, because you're really, all you're ever painting anything is lights and darks. When you're painting anything, that's all you're ever doing. It's painting lights and darks. So this one, this little orange brush had some kind of softer orange here. And there were bands that came across this brush like this. And then it had some white. So you just have to talk this through, right? Sometimes you have to just talk to yourself. And so then what happened to it? Well, then it had some light coming up this way. And let's get some more paint out because we're out of paint. Wrong color. Let's try this one. Yeah, there we go. So now it came up. Let's see, we're out of white. What did I say? We're out of white? Yeah. All right, so now this one comes up. Now this is the thing. Just when you're struggling with something, it's not going the way you want it, turn it upside down. You know, somebody ever asked, do you ever have paintings that don't come out? Absolutely, everybody does. You know, but with acrylics you can salvage about anything. But you kind of have to understand what you're salvaging. Let's see, let's make this a little wider. Okay. And then what's the edge of this? We're saying that there's the edge of this orange, and there was still some, like what we said here, there was still a little bit of a shadow of underneath the orange right in here where this was coming down, so there's a little bit of a shadow here, a little bit of color like that, okay? Okay, and then there was kind of this almost very light, kind of this color, that flesh color. And we're going to say that there was these lighter, there you go, see? So some of that dark that I put in there before is now showing through, yeah?
Gives you the depth.
And gives you the depth. And I want something a little bit lighter across the bottom of this brush here. Okay, and maybe something coming up here like that, but not so much paint. This is where you want to use your, your rag and kind of eliminate the paint. And then what happened here? Well, we said that this came up like this on our brush, like so. And then we had something very dark next to this brush in shadow, okay? And particularly on this one, I'm going to say that this brush is up here like that, but it's a taller brush.
Judy makes a good point. This painting would drive Pat the dog, his painting, nuts. Pat would have trouble with this one.
Because what?
Pat the dog, remember him?
Oh, yeah. Pat the dog, yeah.
That's
So,
my favorite painting.
All right, so then I want to say that I want some brighter red. It's not really in the photograph, but I want some brighter red. So here's where I might use Cad Red Light. If I could get it out of the tube, here you go. Okay, so that's a red. Here, let me just say that here's where I might take the Cad Red Light, okay, and play with the brush a little bit. And that's where acrylics really allow you to do so much, right? You can really play with them and get pretty far with just layering and drawing. Layering and drawing. So I want to say that one's in front. Okay, so I like that, but I still need I need something darker for the shadow underneath this. Need a little purple under here for shadow. And then I need the red paint on top. And let's try a little bit of this color here, something a little brighter coming in here like that. And I guess we could do something dark like this. A little round circle on the top. So let me just, okay, so you see the three brushes that we've done, how much, see that you can see the detail on them, and they're looking a little better. And how did we create that? Well, we created that by using some shadow, lights and darks and shadows, all right? So if you see, you kind of see how we're doing that? So it's usually what happens is you guys quit too soon. I'll see somebody.
We see that a lot.
We see that a lot, and you really just quit too soon. You know what I mean? You stopped and then you didn't finish the whole thing, and it's just okay. But it's just that's been my experience. Is that's what people do, is that they quit too soon. And so I want to say that this brush is coming up like this on the side and coming in like this. And let's just pull it up this way. And I could have thought these shapes out a little better, but that's all right. Okay. And
Well, it's an artist.
but the idea is that I want something that if you're just talking about the fun of painting stuff, right? Sometimes it's just fun.
Sometimes something colorful and just playful.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to say that that's the shadow side of right there. Maybe this is in shadow because there, and then there should be a little bit of shadow, kind of a darker green shadow underneath that brush. Because you see, even upside down, they're starting to, here's some darker green under here that's coming down. Remember, it's all, then you want the lighter green. There you go. A bit of a shadow coming down here. Nothing is ever just one color. And in this case, the darker green, which is, that brush was really, they didn't take good care of that brush at all. So it's got, these are kind of curved like that. Some spaces where the bristles are just, they're not happy, friends. Somebody did not take good care of this brush, which I'm sure would not have happened in your studio.
Oh.
Yes and yes? Okay. Well, maybe not.
I'd like to thank Sandy one more time for the donation, and your wish will be granted once again.
Wow. Thank you very much. All right, so you see kind of where there's a light, there's a dark, so I'm going to lighten up some of this. And got to age this a little more, but...
Oh, Cassia wants me to share my 6-layer rainbow cake recipe. Oh, that was delicious.
My
Well,
watch
still
just
delicious.
beeped. I think it wants me to stand up. I can't, but...
What?
All right, let me just turn it back over now. Can you see how we're getting the... You see suddenly that these brushes are kind of...
Coming alive.
They're coming alive, but that's the whole thing about it. Wherever there's a light, there's a dark. So,
I like that
if you
splatter
don't put-
behind.
What?
I like the splatter behind.
Yeah, there's some good spatters here, and that's not that you couldn't spatter again above it, right? And I wish, do we have any of this neutral gray color anywhere?
Yeah, I probably do.
I'd like that. You know where it is?
I'd like that. Well, there's a lot of things in life I'd like to.
All right, so I'm going to check. You got to see that's from this way on. See how see how these brushes don't look like anything, but these are starting to come to life, right?
Do you think it's the same color that we use in the journal?
Yes. I think that's what that is. Sort of a purple gray.
Let me take a look. Oh my.
Yeah, just yeah. Let me
Yeah,
have a
that's
little. Let me have a little dab of that. Whoops, wrong one.
Not the froggy feet.
Not the froggy feet. Here's a little bit of this gray color. Put it right there. Okay. All right. So now, all right. So far so good. Yes and yes.
Now somebody asked Lynx how long do paints last. This paint is what, 20 years old?
Yeah. Paints last a long time if they're sealed, and you don't freeze. Don't let them freeze or get too
Now,
hot.
the interesting thing about freezing, Holbein paints can freeze 20 times.
Yeah, yeah, and Goldens can
companies
do
can't,
it,
and
but others can't, right?
Yeah.
Like-
Definitely the basics can't.
They can't. This is Southern Ocean Blue, which is one with the interesting colors from Matisse, right? And we tell you in our mixing journal how to make that. But for instance, here's this blue color, and just this whole.
We've never painted foxes on YouTube, have we? No, we have that in the academy.
No, we have that in the academy. Some really beautiful foxes.
Yeah.
We have that, the fox. She's called Foxy Lady. And
Oh, that's a cute one.
let's see, it's a little bit more blue here since we're painting with blue. And let's come on down and kind of do this a little bit more. Here we go. Here's our blue. Now I'm going to turn this upside down again. Right?
I'm getting so dizzy.
Yeah, so I'm going to paint this upside down again. And what do we know for sure? Well, we know that
We're upside down.
that what we need is
We know that for sure.
we need a shadow. Wait, don't all shout it out at once. Shoot. There's some phthalo blue. Let's just use that. We want a darker shadow underneath the, here, let's clean the brush off. No white on it. Darker shadow underneath here. See that? We need some darker shadows and some streaks coming down here like that. Nothing is ever, let me repeat it again. Did I mention that? Nothing is ever just one color. Okay? And so let's say this is coming up here like that. And we'll make it a bigger handle. Alright, so now I need something dark in here for this. And maybe something light. Sometimes you can just, so you don't see me rinsing, you see me just wiping the brush off on a rag. Okay? Your handle got a little twisted here. Alright, but that's okay. That's alright. Things happen to me like that. So maybe they happen to you too. So if this is going this way, like that, that's the middle. So I have to think about this for a minute. The handle actually has to come up. If we're saying this is the center, need a wider handle here, then we can make that work. I think I got off when I was trying to go around that nifty splotch, which I didn't want to lose. Okay. Alright, that'll work. It's our handle, right like that. And now I did something a little funner. I got some of this gray color that we used for the background. Put a little white with it. And let's see what I can do here. Maybe I can trim this off a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. There we go, something like that. And then let's do a little bit of light on here, on the bristles. Let's do that. Alright, so then the last one is going to be our purple one, our little purple brush, and a little bit of white and Dasani purple. Oh, but what do we have to have first? We have to have something pretty dark underneath here, right? For the shadow. Yes, everybody remembers that. We need a little dark something. Maybe something coming along here like that on the paint. Now let's come back up here with our purple. Doesn't have to be really that dark. We just need maybe a line across here. Okay, so that's fun, yeah?
I'm liking the way this is looking.
Well, it's it has its moments, doesn't it?
I might just have to use it on my journal.
It has its moments. I mean, it was a little scary at first. We get that. A little scary at first.
A little nerve-wracking.
A little nerve-wracking because you're going, gee, Ginge, what are you making here? But that's all right. It doesn't matter. The idea is that we're having fun with this, right? And,
Absolutely.
I'm still thinking I could do a little more with that one. This brush right here, this yellow brush. Maybe have a little bit more of the darker color showing underneath it. Here like this. Right under here, I want a little bigger shadow under this yellow brush. And what yellows do I have in here? Let's see if I can't put yellows. Okay, well, sure. If you're playing with yellow, make sure your brush is clean. So what have we got here? I've got, what do I got here?
Make sure you enter the drawing.
Entering the drawing.
Not that you're anywhere near done yet, but
I think I want a sunflower yellow.
ooh, somebody just slipped
This is
a.
marigold. I think I want marigold. I think that's what we're missing here is marigold. Don't you guys think so? A little bit of marigold and maybe a little bit of marigold up on the handle too.
We'd like to thank Sally for the donation that came in through the super chat. A bit of a refund back to you. John will understand. Love you too.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Miss Sally. Not
Thank you.
needed, but we love you
Thank you.
and we accept.
Here, and I'm going to put just right out of the tube here. This is the primary yellow, right? I'm going to cover over that a little bit. There we go. That's nice, isn't it? That's all very happy. I like happy stuff. How about you guys? There was a little bit of red that was dripping down here too. We don't know. Did you not clean your brush before you did this? Shame on you.
Uses OneDrive.
So, all right. So we're getting there. Don't you guys think so? With our funny little group of paints. And again, you could pick colors that you like better. It wouldn't have to be this one. Let's see. Here's our neutral gray. And we're going to put some neutral gray splashes in this. You know, it never hurts to do that. That looks kind of cool. Oh yeah, you guys, that looks cool, doesn't it? Make sure I clean the brush. Now, so you can go back with your gray if you need to. If you need to go back with your gray to maybe, you know, fix a brush that looks a little wonky somewhere. You just felt like you got the handle off somewhere and you wanted to, like for instance, this, I'm still not totally wild with this handle.
I didn't think you were.
So if I did this, okay, so I have to think about this for a minute, which is understandably so, right? So if we said this is the center of this guy, right? And we're gonna say he's standing up about like that.
Well, shouldn't. Okay, wait. Should he be standing at the same angle as his
Well,
brother?
he's at an angle here, right?
Right.
So I don't think my angle's too off. Let me just do this. Okay, so I don't think my angle's too off there, right?
So you have two. If that's center line, you have more on your
I'd have too much over
on the one
here.
side, and not enough on the other side. Well, that's what you wanted the gray for. Mm-hmm. You're gonna redo them.
Yeah.
Mary makes a good point here. Cinnamon has a video where she tints her gesso with ultramarine blue to do an underpainting. We have done the same thing. You get a good gesso and you want to give it a little bit of a color instead of just white or something. Tint it with one of your acrylics.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so I painted it over here like this and just did that. Look at that. That worked. Right?
Yeah, gesso to acrylic.
Yeah, you can do that, absolutely. When you buy the colored gesso, you can absolutely, you know what I mean? There's certain colors. Here's why you might want to buy a colored gesso. All right? And I would say here's one of the main reasons is, for instance, like if you're going to do a background that's red and you're doing a large painting. Now, we're talking about 20 by 30, 36 by 48, maybe something that's yellow even. If you're doing something very large, one of the things that can be expensive is doing an underpainting of yellow or red, because that's two of your most expensive colors. Yeah? So then the next best thing to do would be to then buy color gesso, like buy a yellow or buy a red, because that's less money. Yes and yes? So that would be the reason I would say that. And let's see, I'm going to do this for here like this. I want to emphasize this brush here. So I'm going to use my gray to, you know, reshape that brush a little bit here like this, and just maybe come down here on the side of this like this. See? So that brush shapes a little bit better. And I think that in this case they did... in the picture, for that one, they've got black, which we could do. I'll tell you what we should do. is use the black Posca pen. I'd get the best results from that with that. Let's let that dry for a second. We're almost done with it. We're getting close, right?
Yeah, it's looking good.
We're almost done with that. Okay, so then let's finish up this guy, as long as we're talking about Posca pens, all right? So, we're going to finish our snowman up here.
Was a good gesso. We've used Liquitex and Holbein. Haven't not tried a golden yet. Haven't had an opportunity to.
All right, I figured out. I had to have a moment to think about it, you guys, right? What I wanted to do.
That's why you work on 2 paintings at a time.
All right, because I hadn't had a chance to think about it, but I knew what I wanted to do here, right? So I'm going to turn this upside down. And let's take a little of that purple color since we're using that, right? I think I'm out of paint here, but I think I can do this with purple. Now this takes a little thought on my part, right? So you gotta forgive me, right? But I'm having to think backwards.
Okay, think backwards. Well, I would think for a dyslexic person that would not be a challenge.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
You'd think that ought to be a snap for her. She
Yeah.
thinks backwards every day, like everything she says is backwards. This should be a piece of cake, right? All right, so far so good, right?
We'd like to thank Alicia for the donation. Thank you for teaching and entertaining us all year long. Wishing you a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
That's assuming you're doing great work to start with. She wants you to keep it up. And we know you are, my queen.
You think so? Because
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
people are looking at this going, "What on earth is this?" All right, I got.
Well, no, you kind of got him stumped on this one. I know where you're going. But they're concerned.
Okay, but that's all right, you guys.
And remember, you can paint it ever how you want.
You learned something about painting pine trees here. All right, I wanted this gold.
I've heard golden has a smoother gesso, but not sure. I haven't tried it.
I really love the Matisse has some of the best. They're called they're best. They have like 40 colors or something. I love Matisse. The Matisse is so nice, and it goes on smoother too. All right, so you got to bear with me. All right, so I'm getting there. You guys are going, what on earth is she doing? I have a plan. I had a black pen somewhere.
You did. Because you said, let's let this dry, I have a plan.
No,
Sue
I
would
had a
like to
black
say hello,
pen.
everyone. Thank you, Ginger, Jon, and best moderators on the planet for bringing us the last show of 2020
Oh, you
to us
guys
this
are
evening.
yes, and thank you so much. This is way fun. All right, so let me see, find my black pen here. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, so. And we want to.
Oh, bow tie. Can't fool me now. He had me for a second.
I knew, but yeah, but.
No, I didn't know you were going to do that. I still can't draw a straight line. Missy, use a ruler.
That's what rulers are for, baby doll. Rulers are for that.
Don't be
okay?
silly, girl.
Yes, these rulers are for. Okay. Yes. Yes. And yes.
Yes, Holly, I saw your comment, and I'll take care of you. I saw your comment right before the show. I'll write back to you later tonight. Thank you.
All right, so look, you guys, this is great, right? You're going, I don't know, Ginger, it could be great, but in what sense do you think it might be? Okay, and then I want to do, okay.
You know, this is a one of a kind painting here, folks. This will
Yeah,
never
this
be
is-
repeated. Hey, we appreciate the thumbs up at 447 out of 524 viewing. Come on, what's with the other 100 people? Come on now. Whoop the thumb, give the old up symbol.
Okay, so now we're,
Oh, I get it now. 2020 is down. Oh, that was close.
yeah, this looks like me, could have written any old year, right?
Well, when we were playing that one time, you did what, 2012?
I know, just,
I thought we were going to have a repeat.
okay.
And it only looked like a mailbox for a second. It is a mail. Now, what is it? Is it a mailbox? Mm-hmm. It is a mailbox.
It's a mailbox. Now, all right, so we got to do the rest of it. We'll finish him in, then I'll finish. Oh, I had the black out, so we just won't quite finish that yet. Let's get the black on the brush here.
I'm having trouble getting Sorel paper to work over a painted background. It does have a problem on some paints.
And some surfaces, if they're too thick, it won't work.
Yep.
Yep.
That's when you have to get the old pastel chalks out and do it on a sheet of paper and lay it down.
That's absolutely true.
We had one that we could not for the life of us get anything to write on it.
Here's the black. Paintbrush.
Oh, doing some accents on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
you
little bit of-
clever little W.
Oh, I know. I'm telling you, just no end to it, is there?
It really
It's hard to
isn't.
get the. It's hard to get the straight on that. It never hurts to have a few accents because you can paint with these too. Did you know that? See, you can paint with these pens too, which is, I think, kind of neat. Look at that.
And don't forget your finger is a great brush.
That's it, right? You paint with all this stuff, you know. That people don't appreciate what you can do with these, all right? So I'm almost done with that. Let's finish that. We're pretty close done with that. What do you guys think?
With the paint? With
Yeah,
the brushes?
yeah, we're almost done
Yeah,
with that. We just
almost.
need a few more spatters and we're good. So let's finish this guy. We can do that, right?
We can
we're
do it.
empowered to do that. We have the willpower and the power to do that. What do we got for brush? Here's a tiny little brush. Let's put his now, let's see. I think they still have to have the nose, right? We'll put that out with a little bit of orange. Turn it out to the side like this, right? And we got that, right? And let's put his little arm somewhere. Let's do a little shading on this. Put it darker on this side, right? And that's in there like that. And what should he be holding? This is sort of a paint by committee thing.
You're trying to do something with those dots?
No, that's just, but those not the dots. Oh,
Not
those
those-
dots. I don't
those
care.
dots.
I'll paint those out.
Oh.
What should he be holding?
I mean, what should he be holding? Just had his hand out.
I think he's
How
got
about a cocktail?
Oh yeah,
A,
yes,
a martini.
a martini.
Listen to me like I'm a big drinker.
Yeah, so there should be a bottle here of some kind, right? Or glass, wine bottle, a glass. What should there be? I don't know, you guys. Help me out. What should there be?
I think just holding the glass.
Holding a glass.
Yeah. What you can put in his other hand? You can put the bottle in the other hand.
All right, so there could be a bottle here, right? Glass right here. Yes.
Yeah. Glass on that side. There you go.
And a bottle here, yes and yes?
Yes and yes. Now you're cooking. A little champagne, a little bubbly, as it were. Ooh, that was a good one. Debbie had a good idea. Put an axe in it to chop down the 2020.
Well, I thought about that. If I really had thought, honest to gosh, I'd thought about that, right? And I really had, right? I had so thought about that. The axe on the,
On the 2020.
you betcha.
What a year, guys, huh?
Yeah, just a King's X, right? Let's do a little green bottle. Nice big champagne bottle, yes and yes. And there we go. So there you go, like that. And where's our labels?
A green bottle? What's he got in there?
It's just champagne. It's like champagne.
Oh, yeah.
You know, kind of a dark green bottle. You know how that goes, right?
Yeah, of course. When was the last time you had champagne?
Years. I think on my birthday, that one time when everybody came on the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
On my birthday, I think we had that. And here's
You
the.
did. I didn't. I don't
Yeah.
touch it.
I know. Well, you'd be good
Somebody's
for you,
got to
John.
drive.
All right, so we're saying that here's this. There we go. Here's this little
As she's
arm here.
winding down, folks, make sure you have entered the contest or possible winning of this lovely party animal.
This is the for a better 2006, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we should, there you go. So there's that. Now I have to have. Now you see that, right? We have to have some snow. This sign has to be buried. See, we've buried that sign. Yes and yes.
Yeah. Put it under. Way under.
We've got some snow coming down on this one. Let's make that side a little darker. Our mailbox here, like that. 2021, yes. And
Oh, coming out of the mailbox, a party streamer that has a bunch of confetti coming out of it.
oh yeah, that's an excellent idea. Well, boy, see, this is even funner. I knew you'd have better ideas than me. This is great. Let's do that. So let's have the mailbox open,
That would help.
and we'll say it's real dark inside here, right?
Yeah.
On the inside, and then we'll do a little bit of white here and have it open, yeah? Okay. So we're going to say here's our, it's open. And then we see, we probably need to have a little purple ring on this glass because it's not showing up, right? But there you go, a little bit of glass,
Should
right?
you have a little liquid in there, and you drink it all already?
Well, champagne's kind of yellow. I guess we could
Yeah.
put
It's a faint yellow.
kind of whitey yellow color, right? Okay, so there's some, yeah, okay, good, yes, yes and yes. And then we've got, and we said streamers, right?
Streamers and confetti. Yep. We are not doing a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day show. With any luck at all, the studio will be torn apart.
How about, no, I haven't even, it's even better, right?
Balloons. He's becoming a real party animal.
How about some balloons with
Isn't Cinnamon doing a New Year's Eve or a New Year's Day show?
her husband John,
Yes.
his birthday is on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And growing up, his
He never
family
had a
always
party.
went out, and he always felt his birthday got
Shortchanged.
Shortchanged. Like my sister's birthday fell on Mother's Day some years, and it was amazing as an adult. And she had felt totally gypped, and my mom never knew it, right? But she had felt totally gypped on this thing because of falling on Mother's Day. So Jon has, it's his birthday. So you guys, those of you who are, and I'm sure everyone is here, big fan of Cinnamon and Jon over there, my daughter and her husband. When he does his birthday thing, you guys, you gotta cheer him up, right?
Make a big deal out of it.
Make a big deal out of it, right? Cheer him up because if you've got their, tell you what, let's be rot. Come on, guys, let's do something. Let's flood their mailbox. Send them all a birthday card.
Ooh, yeah.
Flood his mailbox with Jon, you're the best birthday card. John Cooney, what do you think? They never watch this show, so it'll be a big secret. And you guys that watch his show, and sometimes his mods do too, don't tell. We'll surprise us. So you guys that want to do that, I think if you go to their website, the Art Sherpa, you'll find their mailing address. Send him a whole bunch of birthday cards. I think that'll make his day, because he always gets real depressed on his birthday.
It's just another day, another work day. The way I look at it.
Look at that.
Oh, I'm liking that.
Huh?
You got a party animal, babe.
Party animal. This is sort of cute, right? And then we got to have some colors for the balloons, right? So what should we get? We did gold on this.
Well, why don't you do the primaries?
Oh, they should be silver. Shouldn't the balloons be silver because it's New Year's? So if I made them gray, they'd look silver, right?
Well, no, you did. So no, wait.
We have
paint.
We have shiny paint, right?
Shiny paint.
We have shiny paint, right?
Let's not be cheap now.
No, I'll put a little more shading on this so we have a little more contrast here on our guy here. Okay, so just had to put a little contrast on our snowman here for 2020.
Pearl white, pearl pink, sky blue.
Anyway, just pick 3 and we'll do them.
Okay, I'm going to do this, and a copper one.
Okay, Jon's going to pick out some paint. While he's doing that, I'm going to work on finishing touches on this. Oh, gosh, I didn't mean that to happen up there. That happened with my thumb, but let's see. Here, let's.
How long ago did it happen?
We don't know. If it happened a long time ago, then
Then you have to get more gray
we'll
paint
have to
out.
get more gray paint out. Or we could get out a tub of towels. Well, look at my hands. It's a wonder that I keep anything clean, right?
Here, I got those colors for you here.
All right, so Jon's got some pretty kind of shiny New Year's Day colors. I know this because I was on Amazon today and that they were celebrating New Year's and it was all silver.
Not quite getting all of that's been there a while.
That's been there too long. So
Yep.
that's all right.
We can fix it, boss.
Anything. There we go. Let's just off you go. Bye.
What mark? I didn't see a mark.
I don't see a mark. I see no mark. All right. So
No mark.
now, we needed to do a little bit of a little light around those like that. Okay. And we should probably have gotten rid of that line that goes up through the paintbrush, right? That wouldn't have been a terrible idea if we'd done that. So there's our blue line.
Oh, February 1st seems to be on a Monday, they're saying.
Oh, February 1st is on a Monday. That's my birthday.
Well, we'll take that day off. There'll be no show. The Queen can't work on her day, on her birthday. Come on.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. It's just another day to you, isn't it?
Could work on my birthday.
I work on my birthday.
Could work on my birthday. We're not saying we couldn't.
Ooh, maybe I can make a new cake.
Oh, yeah, maybe a new cake we could all share. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun. I wonder what I could do next time. I'll come up with something.
Okay, so there's our paintbrush, and there you go.
481 thumbs up. Oh, 482. Let's go for 500. Come on. We can do it.
All right, so you guys, you're with me on this, right? This is fun, isn't it? Come on. This was our reference, and again, this will be over there in the acrylic
Beginner acrylic artist website.
website tomorrow. And that's our reference, and we're just
Tomorrow with any
keeping
luck.
it fun. And then here's where
We are so close to getting to one website.
Here's
Yay!
let's see.
like Wilbur.
Here's where a toothbrush can come in handy, right? Because when you do something with the toothbrush, like here's what do we have left over? Here's a little orange, right? Right now. Go up in the corner there.
Kind of hide your corner.
Saying that was pretty good, right?
502. 503. You people are wonderful.
Thank you very much. All right, so
Now,
we
you
did
haven't subscribed, go ahead. Don't be
do
bashful.
the last of the big spenders, and here's a little bit of. This is risky. This is just.
This is ludicrous.
Oh, let's move that.
That's how he got his orange dots on it before.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's pretty good, right? A little
Now
bit
we
of that.
figured it out.
Yeah, and then we're not done with this one, but I feel like we are with this one.
So much done, we're going to sign it.
We're so much done, we're going to sign it. We'll put the red slash through it later and talk about that. I think that's fun. Don't you think that's a fun one for your studio? All right, let's finish up this guy so you can start. We can start the drawings. John came out. These were gifts. I want to thank everybody throughout the year, though, who helped us keep going. Through 2020. There were so many of you that sent in kind comments after the videos. We did 60 days solid of videos for the first 2 months, and no one had any idea how long this was going to last. None of us understood it. We understand we're in for the long haul still, but you guys hung in there with us, and some of the nicest. Sometimes when I'd wake up and feeling a little overwhelmed by our circumstances. Yeah, I'm going to put this paint on. I would read
color.
a comment. Look at that. This is
I'm going to take a couple coats
this
on
is
that.
a
That's gonna be
metallic
beautiful.
paint here, you guys. And this was from one of our members sent this.
Yep.
Our viewers actually. And this is Arteza, and this is their pearlescent paints. I haven't had a lot of time to use these.
We pull them out for special occasions. They're a very translucent paint, which is not Ginger
They
style.
really need to go over white, but that's sort of pretty, isn't it? And I think I could put a little of that on this
I thought it was
mailbox right here. Look at that for the little ho, friends.
Pretty. Are you going to give the snowman a mouth at all?
Yeah. But you
Of
have
course
to
he's
have
gonna have
some
a mouth.
suspense here, don't you?
He has to have all his stuff around first. So we have to know if he's going to be a happy snowman
Here's
or a
another
sad
color.
snowman.
Here, ooh, this is the gold. That's pretty. Gold shows up nice. You always you've got to give did you know you have to give your balloons a belly button?
Excuse me?
Where you tied them, where you tied
Oh.
the string. They have to have a belly button. People don't know to do that. You have to give well, what would you call it?
A belly button, absolutely. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Is it?
No, not even close. I never considered a balloon having a belly button, but now that you mention it,
Oh, this blue one's pretty, kind of a silvery blue. Thought it's going to be pretty.
I think that we could. I like that color. Didn't you like that color?
Yeah, but I mean, contrast-wise, doesn't show up enough.
No, well, I can give you another one.
What else you got? Because that doesn't show up at all.
I was afraid you might think.
But you got a silver or something?
Well, yeah, I have a silver, but
Let's
I
do-
didn't think you'd like a silver.
Well, I'm, it's too close to the color of the sky.
Okay, all right.
Not that we're complaining here, right?
No, my queen, no complaints. This says silver, but I'm not really sure. It's a mauve silver.
All right, that's fine. Well, we're going to go with this one.
Ooh, that's silver. Oh yeah. See, that's what. But needed that blue underneath it first.
Yeah, there you go. Well, save yourself here. Keep saying stuff like that.
I was right.
All right. He likes to be right. Have you noticed that?
I got to be right once in a while.
Yeah, sure.
Can't always be
Clock's
wrong.
right. Clock is right twice a day.
See?
All right. So now, okay. So we're still going here. Yes and yes.
Are they gonna have any strings or anything? Are these
Yeah,
floating
they have
away?
to have strings, but but I have to look. There's more to this. Do we have a time? Can I dry this? Because then I can finish this up.
Yeah,
I need
go
to
ahead.
dry it. Okay.
All right, she's drawing. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, now is the time to do it. During this brief commercial interruption, hit that little, where is it anyway? The subscribe button, hit the little bell if you want to be notified. We would like to hit 100,000. How many do we have right now? Last I knew, we were like 90,600. Oh, Patricia's asking a great question. Will we have puzzles in 2021? Absolutely. I do want to get the websites combined before I fire that back up. And I'm a little bit behind schedule on what we were shooting for. But we would, yes, the puzzles, I've got like 6 puzzles already I want to do. So yes, we will relaunch that and get that going again because I had a lot of fun with those. We just got overwhelmed with all the updates we were trying to get done with the website that really needs to take precedence. But yes, puzzles are coming back. One website. Did you have a new name for it? Yes, we have a new name for the website. That will be announced soon. Not quite yet. But we're going to have, everything's going to be in one website. The auction will still have its own website though. But other than that, I think it's going to be, we'll have one main website for all our educational tutorials and all our educational materials. What is currently now the store is what it's being based off of. gingercookstore.com is what the new one will look like as far as the lessons go. But that won't be the final name. We're going to switch the name. And the new name's going to make a lot more sense.
All right, so we have in the balloons, we have the words hope, love, and joy.
Oh, 2021 on his hat, 2020 on the mailbox, and 2020 is down below. All right, let's see how our entries are doing. Check them one more time.
He has a mouth.
See if I got any entries at all. If anybody wants to win our little snowman. Only 359. That's a lot of people.
All right, well that's good, right? Because I mean, I think this is sort of fun. Yes and yes.
That's absolutely, it's a great.
It just is, you know, we're getting there, you guys, and I think that 2021 is just is coming, and 2020 can just get dumped in the snow, right? It just get thrown out with the trash, right?
You're so funny. Okie dokie. And we'll also be drawing for a Salvador paint kit.
Yep. There we go, you guys.
All right.
That's our picture for the day. Plus, we have the we showed you how to do this one with the paintbrushes, which is fun for the color mixing journal. And isn't that a fun one to do for your art? For just to have in your studio, right? It's something about, you know, I don't know about you, but something about artists and color, right?
Where's my chat? Here it is. Winner of the Snowman
You're not gonna
painting
work, are you?
is Pamela Jones from Florida.
Wow, Pamela, congratulations! You've got the our snowman. 2021, bring in the new year. Bring it in the new year, right?
Bringing it in.
I think that's great.
Salvador paint kit.
All right, and let's see. I think I'll just sign it in black because I'm having trouble with the other colors.
Are we having problems with them?
Yeah, Johnny Cook. Yeah.
Winner of the Salvador paint kit is Margot Stratus from California.
Margot, congratulations. All right, so we found a little bit today. We found out how to paint our brushes and something fun to do for.
Now that I've got this, how do I want to use it? Besides hanging it in my office, my studio, Couldn't I use it another way?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think this could be fun. You could paint this on your color mixing journal, the Quintessential Color Mixing Journal. Don't you think that would be prettier than what we did?
Hey,
I mean, don't you think that's cool? I mean, I would much prefer this than my color wheel. But you know, I think that you could paint this on your journal, or we will put it in that we will put our original picture of this in the videos for those of you who bought the instructions on how to do that. So if you just want to print mine out, that's okay too. I don't mind. But I think you'd have more fun doing your own. But that'll be all right. But I think this is fun. Don't you think so?
I think it's great.
And it's absolutely, wow. It's splashy.
Splashy.
It's splashy. It's splashy, you guys. And yeah, so we still need the red something or other striped through the name here. Where's my red pen here? You guys know why I do that, right? Every once in a
No,
while
I have
tell
no
you.
idea. I'm a new viewer. What do you mean a red slide? What does that mean?
You know, everybody, Cook is a pretty ordinary name. There's Cook Tours, there's all kinds of cooks. Captain Cook, it's a pretty common name.
Yeah, Captain Cook is
Captain
very
Cook
common.
got around, didn't he? So,
Captain Cook.
or Mrs. Cook did. Somebody got around, right? But anyway, not to be disparaging, he was out to sea. It was probably her. Anyway, just
How quickly we digress.
so, in order to make my name, my signature, custom signature, I noticed in France, instead of saying leaving Paris or leaving La Bastide or leaving Carcassonne, they put the name of the sign and put a slash through it. That meant they were done.
We're out of here.
We're out of here. So there's my slash through this. Thanks, everybody. Happy New Year
Happy holidays.
and happy holidays. We'll see you next Monday.
We what?
I'm going to just glaze that back when I'm thinking about it, because that was a little too much here. The little white here. Let's just do this.
Oh, I was just wondering about that.
Yeah, we'll just glaze that back a little
Hey, we'd
bit.
like to thank everybody again. It's been a wonderful 2020. Not sorry to see it go, but
No, and I like a little gold on here too. That's pretty.
we'll see what 2021 will bring to us.
And listen, if you do nothing else today and you're not a member of our free Facebook club, come over and join Ginger Cook Acrylic Painting on Facebook and Facebook club, and we love seeing what you're painting with acrylics, and it's a fun gang. And if you want to know what we're doing, that's the place.
That's
All
the
right.
place.
Take care, you guys.
We're going to leave you with the final of the year with a little laughter from the Queen herself. So chuckle this year away, guys. We'll
Yeah.
see you next year. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I think you did.
Was that okay?
I think so. 20-second spot only takes 30 minutes.
Right here. One of the features that is offered on our website let's try again. Besides a certificate of authenticity on the paintings, which is really the best feature.
Yes, that alone. Haven't done click on the thumbnail yet.
I did. I said click on the thumbnail.
Okay,
Then I said it because there's okay. Another great feature of our auction site is the robotic eviction. Start again. You'd think I drank, wouldn't you? All right, sorry.
All right, here we go.
Another great feature.
You want to go from the robot again, or
Yeah.
try to get that silly robot done?
One of the great features of our auction site is our robotic.
Robotic what? Oh, yes.
Is the option of, let me try.
It's a what do they call it? An automatic bidding system.
Okay, that's better because I can't say robot apparently.
I
And
don't
bidding
know
at the
what's
same
wrong
time.
with robot, but let's go for the automatic bidding system.
To bid, register to bid. Okay, let me start again. All right. I don't know how I can't.
So close. Almost had it.
God, they couldn't afford to have me make a movie. Be there with a
Oh, we could never afford this.
We can afford this. All right, the budget bid for you, and then being able to walk away and not worry that someone has outbid you. Well, that's still good, but
By a quarter. Don't worry about that. What happened to hard hugs from Jon and Ginger?
let's try that again.
No hard hugs here, people. You're on your own.